in Gaza, the Israeli Defense Force, the IDF, the Israeli military, the Israeli army, murdered 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers. Jose Andres is a great guy. Louise and I, when we lived, the 7 years we lived in Washington, D.C., I would say 90% of the time when we went out to dinner, which wasn't that frequently, but from time to time we'd go out to dinner, it was at one of his restaurants. He had an amazing tapas restaurant, a Spanish restaurant in D.C. He had an amazing Greek restaurant. He had an amazing Spanish restaurant. I mean, it was just a bunch of, really good food. And then he created this thing called World Central Kitchen to feed hungry people around the world. And the workers who were killed by the Israelis yesterday had been working in Ukraine. They had been working in Haiti. They had been working in the Bahamas, in Turkey, in Indonesia. These are all dangerous places. But it was Israel who killed them. And after they had told the IDF where they were going and when they were going there. And now the World Central Kitchen is pulling out. They just turned around a ship loaded with hundreds of tons of food that was going to Gaza. They just stopped and said, okay, we're not going to Gaza anymore. They don't have a staff to deliver this food. They were just all murdered by the Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF. I mean, this is just, 4 of the dead were foreign nationals from Poland, Australia, the UK, and Ireland. One was a Palestinian. He was likely the translator and the driver. And then there was a Canadian and a U.S. citizen who also had dual UK citizenship. This is so wrong. This is just so wrong. The World Kitchen said we were transporting shelf-stable, ready-to-eat items like rice, pasta, flour, legumes, canned vegetables, and proteins. They said that they had, and they were also importing dates. Why? Because traditionally when you break your fast for Ramadan, you eat dates. And this is what one of their officials said. Also being delivered is a special shipment of dates provided by the United Arab Emirates to provide a sense of comfort to Palestinians observing Ramadan during the darkest times imaginable. Dates are traditionally eaten to break the daily fast. They also noted that the food supplies are enough to provide more than 1 million meals for the starving population and adds to the more than 43 million meals already sent to Gaza by boat, plane, and truck. And now you've got Gazans who are literally starving to death. Famine is stalking Gaza. And who should be supplying the food to them? Israel should be supplying the food to them. Israel destroyed this land. I don't know. I have been a lifelong supporter of Israel. I'm a big supporter of Israel. I've spent a lot of time in Israel. I helped start one of the more prominent charities in Israel. I have friends who live in Israel. But this is beyond the pale. What Netanyahu is doing just to keep himself out of prison, just to hang on to power, just to satisfy a right-wing crackpot, right-wing fringe is just wrong.